Hey guys and girls, I'm not going to do a really complicated, sophisticated video like some people on YouTube seem to be able to do. This is just a really basic one to say about game sharing. When I've been looking into game sharing, the information that I've found hasn't really worked for me. And when I've gone to log in as the other person, I've found lock symbols at the bottom of each game, and they'll log in as somebody else and certain other games won't be available. So all I wanted to tell you is when you do game sharing, if I'm Mike for example and this other person on this system is called Ben, I'm Mike, I need to have Ben as my primary account. So I need to activate my PlayStation with his primary account, and when he goes on to his, he needs to activate me as his primary account. That way, it opens every single game that each of us have bought. Now, that's just a little bit of information that I didn't find in any of the videos that I was looking for. I'm not saying that that information's not out there, but I feel that someone just telling me that would make it a lot easier. All I would say is you've obviously got to trust that person, because that other person is going to have your primary account on their PlayStation. If they choose not to close that down at any point, then you're going to struggle to try to retrieve that account. You can do it online apparently, but when I tried to do it, it said that it could only be done on the actual PS4 itself. So you may struggle. So you need to really trust that other person, but doing it this way, you can buy games, you can share games, you can, him for example, he can download any of the games that I've ever had on PS4, and he's quite new to PS4. So it's a benefit for both of you. So just to show you, you can go onto this account. So these are games that Ben has bought. And as you can see, there's no lock on the bottom of these games. There would normally be a lock symbol around that area on each game. Then when I switch user, you can switch user to me. I have access to all the same games with no locks. Switch user, can log in as him. Access to all the same games with no locks. So, like I said before, you need to be careful who you give this to. As far as I'm aware, you can only game share with each other. I don't know if you can game share with other people, but just be very careful that that is your account. The other thing that I noticed as well is that it didn't happen straight away. I had to turn the PlayStation off, then turn it back on again. And once I turned it back on, all the locks had gone. I had complete access to all of that information. So switch back to my user so that he can get back on his, and there we go, access to all the games again. I hope this helps people. Happy gaming, see you online.